Why, hello everybody, and welcome back to another video. Before we get started, we are hosting a giveaway on my Discord server for 2 huge Happy Rocks. In order to enter, all you have to do is just join the Discord server, level up, and you'll be able to enter that area that is locked away, and hopefully you can win a huge Happy Rock. So, Pet Mastery. This one is probably one of the most difficult ones that you can do in the game currently, just because the fact of the grinding session that you do have to dedicate a lot of time in order to basically get anywhere with it. So, what makes this go by quicker? What is the most friendliest way that you can upgrade this, and how much can you utilize? As you can tell right now, I am hatching on purpose right now because I found that basically upgrading your normal pets to gold and rainbow, they do count for it. But it does take a lot. Just keep that in mind, this does take a lot. So I ended up hatching overnight, and I ended up hatching for about an hour. And to be quite honest, I had to upgrade at least, to be real, I want to say millions of pets at this moment to get to where I am right now. Yes, you can use the daycare in order to get points to go against the mastery, but it's not going to instantaneously give you a million levels, basically. So if anybody is telling you that, yes, mastery can be upgraded through daycare and you can get instant levels, unless you are level 1, this is not going to upgrade every single time that you're using the daycare. So what it ended up doing was, once I was done hatching and stuff, I ended up going back to the gold machine to go upgrade every single little pet that I had that was normal. So this does count for it, but you do need to have hundreds of thousands, if not millions, in order for this to actually level up. So the more that you put inside the machine, and it could be any pet, like literally any pet, as long as you have an abundant amount, it can be any single pet. Now, I didn't realize this until like later in the video, so as you can tell, I am level 5 right now, so I'm kind of struggling to figure out what makes this go by quicker. So as you can tell, like all of these good things that come out of this, it's amazing. So I'm going back to the daycare system, and I am going to, not the daycare system, the fuse system. I do want Pet Simulator 99, or at least big games, to kind of understand that we do need some sort of a button system. Like, it could be a small little UI that has like an amount that says maybe like fuse 10, fuse 50, fuse 100, fuse 1,000 or something. It doesn't need to be the 1,000, it's just hypothetical, but I think that makes it a lot more easier for players to upgrade things rather quickly, because the little dial, it only does so much. So right now what I'm doing is I'm looking for base pets. So this means I'm looking for at least somebody selling 5,000 or more. You can go this route, but keep in mind this is going to cost a lot of gems for probably no value inside of like upgrading. So I found somebody selling them for 25 gems a piece, and I am going to go upgrade those. I found this to be rather expensive over time, and it didn't really give me any type of EXP that was going to substantially upgrade my pets. So unless somebody is giving them to you, like literally millions of them, for, I don't know, 500,000 gems, then sure. But it's not worth doing it in the booths area, so do not do this. It is not recommended. Just don't do it. So after a while, I kind of gave up doing it the way that I was doing it previously, and I instead went to World 1 to the fuse machine. I found the fuse machine inside the supercomputer thing just wasn't as efficient as the one over here, because it's rather quickly. So I am going to be fusing every single pet that I have, that I can stand doing at the moment. So this is where I recommended earlier that Big Games has like a button or something for us to pick like a certain amount, because over time it doesn't feel as like quickly as it should, and you spend more time actually trying to figure out how many pets you want to put in. I mean, the little die only goes so far before it starts hitting like 1,000 or 2,000 at a time, and it just doesn't work out. So they should add that in there, because I was gonna cry really hard. It wasn't until then it dawned on me at the very, very end of doing all of this for at least 40 minutes was that I can go back to the gold machine maker and go through every single one of my pets that I mentioned earlier. So instead of actually focusing on everything else, I decided to focus on my Yetis and my snow animals that I had from the previous update, and I was actually surprised because this is what gave me all of my levels basically. So I have so many of these. I have so many of these. And then on top of it, I had a viewer give me a bunch of like robotic cats from the Huge Happy Computer event because everybody decided to go and hatch from the first egg. And I'm gonna be quite real. This is how much pets you need in order to level up where I am right now. So this is a lot to take in for a lot of players because everybody is a little upset over how many pets you need in order to upgrade these, which honestly is understandable because everybody at the end of the day is hatching pets regardless. So they're going off of how many pets people are going to be hatching anyways. So these are the methods that I ended up doing, unfortunately, because at the end of the day, I don't hatch as many pets as people think I do. So I actually AFK grind for gems and items and stuff. I usually loot and gem grind. I don't necessarily go for huges, not unless I need to, but this kind of makes players have to pick one or the other. So players can choose to either overnight hatch or they can just gem or loot grind. And especially if you're trying to focus on doing your pet mastery, which I would really recommend you doing as soon as you can, the better it will be in the long term of things. So I'm upgrading the gold to rainbow now, and look how many rainbow pets that this is making opposed from what I had previously. This is a lot. This is a lot. I kind of almost wish that we had dark matter in this moment, because imagine if we had dark matter while we were upgrading everything on top of this. This would probably be so much more quicker too. So the one thing I could really recommend is if you're able to just get a bunch, and I mean millions of these, literal millions of pets, do this while you're probably sleeping or you're doing something that's not important. I know it's going to be hard for me to like not play the game and just let it hatch, but it's gonna have to happen at some point. Like, we're gonna have to be forced to do all of this anyways because of how tedious this is going to be. So remember, get a lot of pets. You could choose to fuse them, even though it is a pain in the butt, or you could throw things in the daycare, which can help. I have not tested out the daycare for the huges and everything because I don't really care about that all that much. So I'm just using the regular daycare, but I'm assuming most of this is going to affect it anyways. So if you do have huges and titanics in the daycare, you can let people know in the comments down below. I'm assuming it helps out anyways, but this is basically what I've been doing in order to bring up the mastery for pets. Yes, it's going to take a very long time to get this to max. We're probably looking at 3 bajillion pets, literally. So hopefully this does help you out, and I will see you guys in the next video.